Well, we are finally on the water after a long helter-skelter hectic day of just scrambling. Feels like the whole day got away from us, but it's 5:35 now. We're gonna fish into the dark, so hopefully we can capture some action while we still got some good daylight to capture some content for you guys. But we're anticipating a nice little Arvo afternoon window.
Yep.
With the wind blowing, light levels dropping, Big Barra munching. In the meantime, we're going to show you guys an FG knot that these boys down under really like, and Carl's one of the first guys to show that knot to me, and you know, he used to reference his mates back at home who we're with now.
One of us.
Yeah, one of them.
One of us here.
Yeah, the FG
super
knot.
keen. We'll rip a couple of them out, and as Ollie said, we got the sun's dropping, we got a little bite window coming up, so fingers crossed we can get one of those big barra to bite before the sun goes down, so you guys can see how mental it is. So we've got side scan on, we've got the live scope on up the front, and I'll tie these leaders because I'm super keen to cast and catch a fish.
Yeah,
so I'm ready.
Sick, man.
Alright, brother.
So give me some advantages of the FG knot versus other knots and why you guys like them so much.
The reason I really like it is I tied a lot of other knots. I would have them let go, you know, regardless of how good a knot you tie and the lure weights and running through the guides constantly, and you know, it's only going to have that little bit of drag, and that's enough to wear your knot down. You know, if you think about it and you do 500 casts or 600 casts in the day, you're going to wear your knot out. And when you jump the size of the lure up and go to like your big bait stuff, it's going to wear that knot even more. So I tied heaps of other knots. I tried so many other ones, and I think nearly all of them I had pop at some point, you know, or the knot itself was, you know, real hard wearing through the guides or things like that. So the FG is just one of those that's like slimline, and how it works is that, you know, it's more like a braid, and all the lines coil down the leader, so it's like almost like a finger trap, you know, like it just tightens. So the more pressure you put on it, the more that knot tightens and sets in for you. So that's why I really like it, and it's nice and smooth. We're not fishing light leader here. This is a 100-pound leader. These are big fish, you know, it's thick line, you know, and you know, I still run a small leader, but you want something that grips onto that good, so I'll rip one out.
Yeah, I want to learn how to tie it better, because once I jump up past 60-pound or whatever, I really have a hard time drawing an Alberto knot down tight.
Yeah.
And it seemed like you got that to do it pretty effortlessly, even with 100-pound.
Yeah, definitely. And for me, I think you can over-tighten it. I think consistent pressure is better than really trying to rip it down. And I've seen guys put it on rollers and try and pull it real hard and all that sort of stuff, but I think you can over-tighten it. I think just give it, you know, that real nice tension, let it seat down, and then, you know, if the next fish you get, it is going to seat down more anyway. You know, that's even pressure over a fight. It's not like it's just, you know, instant pressure. So it's not calm out here, like, you know, the water's calm, but we've got the winds blowing. It'll be blowing 15 knots, like it's not super still. So all I do, make a loop. I actually wrap it around those two fingers, bottom two fingers, and all that is just to hold it. So I want it to grip a little bit. As you can see, I got it to grip there, finger and thumb in there like that, and then just make it open. And all it is then put a little bit of pressure on your leader, on a spool or whatever. Give yourself enough tag so that it's not hard to tie. So what I do is try and make that middle finger work. I actually grab the leader first like that, wrap it up through like that. So on that side, grab with that finger. Now the key is to keep tension on it. You can see my fingers are going white, like the braid is digging in a little bit, but it's firm pressure. Up through the loop again, wrap it that side, grab it with that finger. And then when I come up the next time, I pull it tight, but up that way, so away from a knot. So each two wraps, seat it, pull it tight, and you can actually see it'll start to wrap over nice and neat. I don't actually count how many wraps I do, so I probably should, but normally I do it to length. So depending on the thickness of the braid or the thickness of the leader, and as you can see, when you get the rhythm of it, you know, my thing was I actually get seasick believe it or not. I've done so much saltwater fishing, coastal fishing, everything, and I still, I used to get seasick really bad.
So if you're staring at this complex knot, it's a wrap.
You're done. You're done. So I had to learn to not only tie it in the dark, like we're going to be fishing, you know, there is a bit of moonlight, it's bright, but it's still hard to see. But I had to teach myself to not only tie it in the dark, but also something that I didn't have to look at. And now I could probably almost do it blindfold, I think, but just by just the feel, you know. So all I've done there, half hitch, cinch your knot down. Now the key is not to pull this one too tight. A lot of people want to really try and seat it down. I actually pull it down so it just cinches, and then all it is a half hitch. Now I used to try and be fancy and go one each way and one down the braid, one on the mono. I don't do that anymore. I just do both of them. So you got your leader and your braid, and just wrap it. Do about, probably on your heavier line, do a few more. So that's 5, 6, 7. That's it, and then seat it down. Look nice and firm, and that's it. Like, I'm not trying to over tighten it, but that's seated in there, super tight, and that's a slim knot, and you're on.
Beautiful.
So, and cut your tag end off. I do like to leave just a little bit of tag end on your mono first. So,
or fluoro in this case.
Yeah, or fluoro, yep. Just give yourself like a tiny little tag. The camera should be able to pick that up. That's not a massive tag by any means, but you'll actually find that will cinch down, like on your first fish, it'll cinch in and it's perfect. And that'll still fly through the guides. No trouble at all. Cut your tag end right off, nice and short, and you're done. That's it, away you go.
How long of a leader do you like to leave, considering I'm probably going to be changing baits?
Yeah,
3 or 4 times.
I really like as little stretch as possible on the Barra, but you need that leader for the abrasion resistance. So normally, like personally, I'd only run about probably that, a couple of feet.
Yeah.
But you know, and you've got big guys in this case, so you know you can do a pretty reasonable.
Let's go 3.5.
Pretty reasonable arm length, you know. So bang,
bang, bang.
That's it.
Beautiful.
Now we'll do the next one fast speed. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Let's do it real time.
Let's do it real time. All right. Oh, we got enough there. Because I'm looking at side scan and there's some pretty nice fish coming through. So this is if you're in a rough and the fish are biting.
This is how fast you need to learn to tie it.
Yep. So I always just try and get it low, obviously, so the wind can't affect it. So I try and keep it low around my body. So do your wraps. Sometimes one's enough, depending on your braid. Tighten it up. See me here. Let's see if I can make a mistake.
I got faith in you,
You
brother.
got this? All right. So you want that to be nice, and you just want enough tag. So that's probably perfect. I like to have it central.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Go.
Go. Nah, stuffed it. Panicked. In this case, I've left myself not enough tag. Just drop that off your fingers. That'll give you a little bit more loop, like that. Cinch it up tight, go back into your wraps. Always remember which way you're going though. Now I've got a bug on my ear. Cinch it up, that's it. Let it go. So that's going to your half hitches. I should have said before, make sure you do wet it. You know, braids and fluoros will burn. You know, you will burn them by pulling your braids down. So. Cinch it tight. Down, cut your tag ends off, and you are ready to go. Just like that. And that's a slow one. I reckon maybe we'll have to do another video where I kick it up.
Beautiful.
And we'll try and get a quicker one. What do you
Well
reckon?
done, brother.
So she's ready to party, and now I'm going to cast and catch that fish on the
Let's
sounder.
catch that thing, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
boy.
just disappearing. So
Oh, man.
panic. Start panicking. Ah!
So we have a 7-inch spark shad here, and I'm just going to straight tie this thing. What kind of knot do you like on the leader end? I've been tying a uni knot.
Uni knot's fine, man. In heavy
Beautiful.
leaders, uni knot's perfect.
Yeah. How many wraps do you like on the 100 pound?
4.
Okay, yeah.
3 or 4.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So there we go there. You knot the tag. Hop option number 1 for the day. And then here's a real special one. And I've kind of developed this system over the course of this summer, muskie fishing. So what I'm going to do, catching fish on a Defiant 210, and this thing is just proven to catch fish everywhere we've gone. And I found a solution to get a second placement on these 8 1/4 inch swim baits. And those of you guys that are familiar with this is a line through system swim bait. So it's really unique, and it's got 2 options. You can run it through the top or the bottom of the bait. So I just ran it through the belly section of the bait. And I'm gonna once again tie a uni knot with 4 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Semi-tight on the drawdown. Lubricate, and then nice and even pressure down to the swivel, and then boom, there we go. There's that. And you saw how quickly that was to rig. And then now look at this. I've got an actual free floating treble hook on the front of the bait. It's connected via a solid ring to a split to the treble hook, so that there's no chance for that split ring to work its way off that leader line. And it actually lets it sit just perfectly. And I'm going to experiment with leaving that back hook free floating, because Ash thinks that that might help facilitate some better hookups on the Barramundi. But now, whether you only hook them on the front, which we've done on the muskies and big pike in Spain, or only on the bottom, you still have the benefit of that heavy big swim bait being thrown away from the hook, and the fish hopefully losing leverage, and we shoot that estimated 30% landing ratio much higher. So stay tuned. Here we go. Oh man, I'm nervous. I'm afraid to see. Actually, I'm just real anxious to see what shows up on the live scope as well. So you guys that have been following on have seen what an incredible tool that is. Here we go. Well, early update. We're finally settled in. Sun is dropping behind the hill there, about to lose daylight. The boys, however, did drop about an 80. Yeah. So a little bit of activity as we go into the darkness. How sick is this? Yeah. We were just talking about it. This is our favorite time of day.
This is just perfect. I was just saying, like, I would love to have that for 6 hours of the day, you know, when you see that, like that sun, watching that go down is pretty special. And it's a pretty awesome time to be barra fishing as well, so I'm keen. I'm on edge. Every cast at the moment, I feel like I'm going to get bit, so it's just a matter of time.
Someone put down this camera. Goodbye.
Yeah.
We got barra on.
They're on.
It's taking a while, man.
Okay.
Not far off that other bite though. Stay on for us, baby. Oh, he's peeling some string. This is going the right way. Going out into the river.
Beautiful. We just missed 2 bites.
That was the very next cast. Stay on for us, baby. Got a bit of weight down.
Yeah.
Not a huge fish, but you got some power. Oh, that felt like a hook pulled. It's coming up there now, mate. Oh, he's a nice fish, man. Real nice fish. Oh, no. It's alright. You're not ready. Here we go. Ah. Baby. We'll take him though. We're on the board.
Yeah.
We're on the board, man. Alright. That's a barra in the boat.
It's a beautiful thing.
That is a beautiful thing. Oh, look at that. The hook just fell out.
No kidding.
That's the importance. Look, I had him pinned on the cheek, And if you can see, so he's got a cheek scale, so that's hit him in the cheek right there. Look, that's where his cheek scale's missing. I don't know if you can see that. Come this way a little bit. Yeah, that's it. See that?
Yeah.
That's the cheek scale. That was in his cheek. When I said that hook pulled, that fell out and it had him pinned right there. Look at that, just on the nose with that stinger. So the importance of that stinger on there. So, but
Yeah,
we're on
cheeky
the board.
bugger.
The cheeky bugger. There he is. So he's probably only mid-70s actually. Only mid-70 centimetre fish. He's green as. Look at the fin sitting up there. That's a beautiful little barra. He could have come when the just before that sun went down, but that's very cool. So we just had 2 bites, and I think that was my very next cast, or it might have been the sort of 2 casts. So that's a good start. That's a fish on the boat, and that's good, man.
We're no longer Team Ofer.
Yep. We're off the we're out of the donut wagon. We're on the board. So
Beautiful.
let's hopefully we get one that's gonna eat that fella.
Ooh, I like it.
So no, beautiful barra. I'm gonna let him go. Get him back.
Well done, mate.
Thanks, mate. We're on the board to start. Look at the purple coming out in his back there.
So beautiful.
I don't know if the camera will get that, but yeah, that's a beautiful. They get that purpley tinge in their back and that big red eye. So just drop him in the water there. Oh, he's biting down. Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah.
He's ready to go. Their mouth is so hard at the moment, so like big rough mouth. Oh. All right, he's ready to go. Whoosh. We're on. That's one.
How cool is that?
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
We're on, brother.
Hey, good job, man.
We're on the board.
Well done.
We're on the board.
Just getting started.
We're just winding up.
We're getting into a little rhythm. We're starting to see some fish on both the side scan and the live scope. Watch one chase my bait right under the trolling motor. Missed one on a cast way out in front of the boat. Ash missed one way behind the boat, and next cast, wham bam.
Wham bam. We're on.
The journey continues.
I was actually, I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but I was actually really slow on that strike with the barra. He's got such a hard mouth. He's actually had that lure that far down his mouth. So I don't know if you can see it there, but that's chafe where he's sucked the lure in and his mouth clamped down on that line. And so I struck and I was still slow enough that he got pinned on the outside of the face. So yeah, it's not like a fish that comes up and holds the lure. You've got like, you know, not even half a second to react. The second it ticks, if you don't strike and strike as hard as you can and straight up, they're gone. So, but there's enough coming through, so let's get back in there. Woohoo!